All right, gamers, this week I bring you a new game to talk about, Shape of Dreams. The roguelike top-down shooter. Very nice, beautiful art style, as you can tell from the loading screen right here. What's neat about the game is that, like, even in the demo version, you get to co-op friends, and I believe there's a public lobby that you could join. That's really rare for games, at least back in my days. So in this screen, it's basically the lobby. You're gonna have your friends and players stand around the campfire. You select your difficulty. Right side here, currently, I'm not sure if the game gets more difficult the longer you stay inside of a zone or like your timer goes up. I'm not sure currently. My friend told me it's a Risk of Rain-like game, so I assume it's gonna make the enemies more difficult as time goes on. At the bottom here, Reverie is like a daily mission thing, and you could collect these currencies to upgrade your character. So far in the demo, there is 5 characters available to pick from. Use the currency to upgrade these trees. The 3 trees at the bottom here are permanent for each character. The one in the middle, it changes based on which character you're playing. Now, my impression with these characters is that the lizard guy seems pretty free and easy to play. I don't even know if this is a lizard or a dragonoid. I should probably read. The lizard man, he uses a gun, and these are his skills. His right click basically pushes himself away, and then he damages the enemy in front of him in a fan shape. Quick draw, he shoots out like a bunch of pellets in a straight line in front of him. This is his passive, which triggers every 4th basic attack. His evasion skill is him dashing. The rapier girl, she hits hard. She's like a one-shot machine. With the right combinations, you're basically chaining your right click indefinitely. Her right click, I believe she strikes in a close range, and it deals 200% damage. Her passive plays on that. Every 3rd attack, she does extra damage. This is her ultimate. Oh, so one more thing. The beginner character, the lizard, he does not have an ultimate. Rapier girl, this will be her ultimate for whatever reason. You can see in the top right-hand corner that says ultimate chargeable. None of these say ultimate here. She has basically the same dash as the lizard guy. So that's that. This is a boy, by the way. I was pretty taken aback. I'm like, yeah, this is a pretty girly pop design, you know, pretty cute. Then I read over here, it says he can deal high damage from a long range. I'm like, what? This is a man with these features? Nah, it's cooked. Now, U-Bar is pretty interesting. Right now, he feels very mediocre to me. His evasion skill only has 1 charge, so you can only like evade once. During the evasion, you take no damage. The other 2 characters mentioned before, when they evade, they take damage. His ultimate sucks doo-doo, bro. Actually, no, that's his passive. His ultimate Cataclysm sucks doo-doo balls. You can summon 3 fireballs. That's it. And guess how many zones it takes to recharge? At least 8 zones. Other people charge their skills in like 4 zones, 5 zones. This motherfucker takes 8. And his left leg is a beam that just zaps. I forgot what this does, actually. The ethereal influence might just be like a fireball. Now, this guy right here, do not be intimidated. Because this man, oh my lord, his playstyle is very nice. With his dash, you gain a shield. And with the right skill set, you could suck blood, but no, you could drain life, is what I mean to say. You could drain life and provide yourself shield. So you're basically a huge-ass tank. In boss fights, it's a little bit daunting to play as this guy, because bosses do a shitload of damage. Much more than you can heal, much more than you can shield. I don't know how well this guy scales in solo gameplay without these trees semi-leveled out. When he dash, he gains like a shield based on his max health. His ultimate is a AoE zone that you can move once or twice. His right click is like a beatdown with his hammer that damages enemies in front of him in a rectangular shape. And his passive is really nice. It plays on the self-healing aspect. Every 4th attack, you gain a little bit of health back. So that's that. I haven't unlocked the last guy, but I assume he's probably like a cleric, some sort of hero that heals allies. If I were to play solo, I probably would pick the lizard guy. Now, enough speaking about the characters on paper, let's actually test them out. Yeah, I played the game with my friend, so I was playing co-op the entire time. Solo, I haven't tried yet, so we'll see right now how it feels. starting area, there might be some objects you could destroy for extra gold and extra dust. So for gold, you use that with the NPCs, the merchants, purchase extra gem or skills. But the dust, you use it to upgrade your skills. What's unique about this game is that you could drag and drop your skills out of your inventory by pressing control. You just drop it straight on the floor, you share with your friends. When you pick it up, you can even rearrange them as you would like. Now you see right there, identity memories cannot be on. That's the only thing you can change. You can even drop a character's ultimate. This wishing well here acts as like a upgrading facility for your skill. When you kill all the enemies in the vicinity, this object can be activated to drop either skill or gem, I believe. So what we got here is a gem or essence. When you pick it up, you could equip it into a skill and it grants effects to it. So for this one, when this skill is cast, it will release a burst of frost that deals 62 damage to enemies. The area of effect increases with quality. This is a Shrine of Disintegration. You can sacrifice your health for some extra gold if needed. Not gonna do it now since I'm pretty squishy. In the game, there are different elements. I've seen lightning, I've seen light, I've seen fire, and ice. I have not beaten the third boss. I've only beaten the first and second boss. Now that little like time freeze thing, I don't know what triggers it exactly. It seems like whenever you deal a big amount of damage, it freezes. All right, here we go. We got our first skill. Fire 5 dark bullets that spreads in front and kill 44 dark. This right here is a totem. You could spend some points to heal yourself. I think we could survive the next zone. Wow, that skill is like much more powerful than I thought. I like this game's decision to make it so that you don't have to walk towards an enemy's corpse to pick up the loot. It's very nice. Makes the game slightly quicker. So on the right here, you can see the timer ticking away. Again, I don't know if it does anything. I haven't touched upon this mechanic yet. I assume when you go back a few stages, there are going to be exceedingly strong enemies in those areas. And the boss is that red circle right there. Last night when I was playing with my friend, I didn't realize how this character actually like chains his explosions. Noticing it now, how if you kill one character, it bursts into flames and affects better characters. Now, these are permanent buffs. I prefer to either increase my attack speed or memory haste. Memory haste is basically how quick your skills recharge. It reduces your cooldown, basically. This is, how do you say this? You can just read it and kind of take a guess what it does. Depending on which one you pick, you will receive a curse and you'll receive a reward. So I definitely got carried away a little bit there talking about Shape of Dreams. It's a really great game, beautiful game. The price of the game currently is about $20 with a discount, and I'm thinking about buying it. Okay, forget about that. I literally just paused the video and bought the game just now. Yeah, with taxes included, depending on your state, that would be $21 to $20. Great value. Fuck. Since we're already here in Warframe, we might as well talk about the game. I recently learned that you could get a Prime Incarnon. For whatever reason, it never clicked in my head. To me, it's like different forms of a weapon, right? You get the regular form, you get the Prime form, the Incarnon form. So I never like thought you could get a Prime Incarnon. It seems too strong, you know? Well, little that I know, that's what you can do. So I've been trying to grind away and steal past circuits. Telling you right now, like steal past circuit, for whatever reason, it feels so miserable to play in. People just keep on DCing out of like the game. I get that like maybe the frames are not the best, so they're like skipping the rotation and holding off for like the next one. What's the reason for people only playing 4 to 5 rounds? It's ineffective use of time. I get that maybe some people are just one level away from getting the Incarnon and they're just like done for the rest of the day. But the frequency is way too high. It's like every 2 matches, somebody leave after 4 rounds. That's way too damn high. All right, let's see what we get here. Yo, not bad. I'll take that. All right, sweet. What is actually in there? In the Signa. Huh. Whoa, there's some lovely stuff in here. My goodness. All right. I'm gonna have to come back to this if I have enough ducats. Probably not. I've also been trying to do the Hemocyte. Even other people mention like Hemocyte, it's like a very old boss at this point, and its mechanics are just dog ass to deal with. It's a boss with 3 heads, with 3 phases. With each phase, it gains an additional head. And then rotates between different heads with iframes, so you cannot damage anything unless the head is exposed. So it's artificially time gating itself. Seems rather obnoxious. It reminds me of the boss like here in Deimos, the Lephantis, where you kill for orc and souls. Dude, I hate these bosses, man. They're fucking slow. They're not even fun to fight against. Now, with that out of the way, let me get into the other topics of the week. I've watched Infinity Castle this week, and I gotta say, well, not this week, last week. It's beautiful. Extremely beautiful animations. Now, is the story good? I can't tell you. That's up to your taste. I know for some people, they don't really enjoy Demon Slayer, so I won't push for that. I would say, though, if you watch the movie, go in with the expectation of having 2/3 of the film dedicated to Akaza and 1/3 of the film dedicated to everything else. We get plenty of flashbacks for each character and whatnot. Sometimes the transition is a little bit stiff. Other times it felt like natural. That's the one complaint I have for the movie. I forgot the backstory of Akaza, so when I watched it, I was pretty taken aback by how, what's the word? I don't want to say sad, but I can't think of any fucking word. It's dramatically sad, let's put it that way. Like this one kid, he got so many miserable things happen to him in his short span of time on this planet. It became like kind of funny where he just take L's back to back to back, and then eventually he became a demon. His entire backstory is just, wow, my life sucks. Which, you know, makes you feel bad for him. Oh, dude, in my movie theater, people were fucking laughing at the most randomest shit in the movie. There was nothing funny going on, and people were still laughing. I remember this one scene where like they said Akaza killed 68 people, and people just started laughing. I'm like, yo, I get it. Like, it's not realistic for a man to use his fist to like kill that many people, but it's an anime. What are we laughing about? It like kind of breaks the immersion when people just like laugh for no fucking reason. It's like, am I fucking weird for trying to immerse into this story? I don't know. There was a lot of fucking teenagers too, so I don't know. Maybe they were just there for whatever movie that was on, and they don't really know the series itself. I doubt it though. Anime is like not that niche of a thing anymore. Did I crack my relic? Oh, I did. When I was watching the movie, I had a weird thought. It's like, you know how the leader of the Demon Slayer Corp is like a pretty young guy, probably no older than like 30-year-old. Imagine that person saying like, you are my son, I'll treat you guys as my kids. It doesn't feel like out of place when you're looking at the younger Demon Slayer Corp members. But when you realize you have like Hashiras that are fucking 60-something-year-olds, I wonder if the guy says the same thing. Ah, yes, old man, you are my son. I wonder if he ever says that. Okay. So Infinite Castle, go take a look. It's in the theaters right now. If you have nothing better to do, go watch it. Next thing I want to talk about is Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra. It's a super ultra fast-paced MOBA based on Dragon Ball Z. Originally, my friends tried to, get me to play the game. I gave it a few tries. It really doesn't click for me because the game is basically 15 to 10 minutes and it's trying to present itself as a MOBA. As we all know, that's not how it works. The thing about MOBA is that it's split into stages where the first stage is farming. The second stage is like trying to push towers. Third stage, and usually the most engaging stage, are team fights and the end game. That's it. And those two are fused into one, end game and team fights. With Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra, you don't really have those stages. You're trying to farm while you push the towers. And then the second part is you're going for the Nexus. So it's a two-part gameplay, farming and tower pushing plus Nexus killing. What makes it so annoying is that it seems like you really need a team to play well because it's 4 members for one team and everybody has a buddy with them to take a lane. There's only 2 lanes in the map. So it's overly simplified MOBA, yet it doesn't deliver on the simplicity. It's actually way more complex than you would think and doesn't make the game as enjoyable. So within this 10-minute gameplay, you're expected to know where you're going. You're expected to know how you're supposed to respond to enemy attacks. You're supposed to know when to kill the bosses and farm EXPs appropriately. And then let's talk about the skills, right? The skills, they don't have that long of a telegraph to them. Like the attacks movement are not well telegraphed. By the time you see them coming, it's already hitting you. So it's like, what the fuck? What's the point? The healers in the game, it doesn't feel like they heal as much. So you're not really mitigating that much damage. You're barely able to keep a person alive. So for a healer to be effective, oh, by the way, I'm playing the character named Boo. So maybe Krillin or the other characters are better at healing than Boo. But with Boo, it feels like your allies really have to be out of combat to be healed by you. But then at that point, you might as well just go to the towers and get healed. Also, another point in the game, the towers can heal you, but there's brief windows where the towers are down because there's the extra mechanic where these little guys, I forgot what they're called. Oh yes, so the Xenos, that's the character. So Xeno, there's 2 of them. One is helping your team, another one is helping the enemy team. So Xeno, it basically stuns your tower and it deactivates this protective ring. During this window, it allows enemies to attack your tower. Now you're thinking, what the fuck? That sounds really weird. Just have skill and push the tower. I think that mechanic is there to manage the flow of the game and make sure that everybody gets a turn to do damage. Now, whether you have the skill to damage the enemy tower or not, that's up to you purely. So in a sense, it's actually lowering the skill roof. It's mitigating the damage taken by the towers and increasing the damage you can output theoretically on paper, right? Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. Shit. Sound like a fucking nerd, bro. In any case, the game does not gel with me because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And yes, I know you're not supposed to be expecting yourself to know a game within the first 3 hours of playing it. I get that, I really do. But this game fucking rubs me the wrong way where it makes me feel like I'm a fucking dude. I cannot figure out the timing of the fucking game. When my friends tell me to hey, go take the mid-boss, I'm with them, right? By the time I'm there, I'm helping my teammates heal, I'm getting fucked up in the team fights. By the time they pull out, I'm already out. I'm waiting for the next command because I literally don't know what to do. I'm struggling to fucking make sense of the game. I forgot to mention, the game does have role queue in a sense. You have tankers, damagers, and healers. But healers are not strictly healers. They're technicians, in the sense of the supporting roles of Marvel Rival. Either way, I don't like the game. Now, speaking of Marvel Rivals, Angela, she got released. Very bulky Dami Mommy, right? We love her. With that said, her playstyle is pretty hard to wrap your head around. She's got the movement of the thing, but aerial. When you try to move your character, it doesn't really move the way you think it does. It has a really, really slow turning rate. I don't know what the term is. The yaw of the ship is sluggish. And it does have a shield that seems to absorb everything, like Doctor Strange shield, but much smaller. Her weapon has 2 modes and can do 2 things. You really got to read her skills to understand her character. After I played her, I really couldn't get the hang of it, but I'll try to play more of her. She takes skill, a lot of skill. Great anti-flyer tank if you need that. Okay, now I want to talk about Deadlock. I've been really getting into Deadlock lately. I'm talking about 1 hour, 2 hour every single day. Once I figure out how the auto shop system worked in Deadlock, I just started playing it like crazy because every game is a new game. You could test out so many different builds with so many different characters and teammates, of course, they add to excitement. Despite me wanting to neck myself with all the teams that I have lost with, I still want to play more of the game, which is very rare for me to say. Having an enjoyable loss is not that common these days in video games. I notice when my team loses, it's often because like they're trying to go for the fucking mid-boss. Like when the enemy team is entirely dead, we always have this one loser that says, hey guys, let's go for mid-boss. Even though every single member on the enemy team has died with a 60 fucking second respawn timer. Instead of pushing into their base, we're going back into killing the mid-boss. It makes me roll my eyes, because honestly, what the fuck do you gain from it? You gain 15% extra damage, you gain a revive, and a little bit of movement speed, I don't even know, health regen, some shit like that. It doesn't matter. Like, at that point, just kill the shrines. So, fuck that, and that's the only thing that really gets me tight. Let's talk about Lash. Why is this character so fucking strong? Bro has insane mobility. She shits, he shits on you. Lash literally shits on you. Bro can decide which day, at what time of the hour, when to penetrate you in your behinds with his movement set or his skill set. Like, my god, bro. Never have I seen a character that could like control the field as much as this man can. We love to hate this man. That's his entire character. We love to hate him. It fits his lore. With Lash, there's items you could build to counter him, but I would say it's not as effective. The only thing that really has worked for me is the counter spell and sometimes Ethereal Walker. Those two items kind of help. I don't know, dude. Hard to time it because this fucker just chews whenever he wants to grapple you. I tried this build with Bepbop where you have Veil Walker and you use the bomb. It's really addicting early game and mid game. I started losing in the late games with this build because I don't know if it's a skill issue, definitely is, or if it's my teammate not being able to hold their line long enough. I ended up having to like ditch the entire like, you know, stalker playstyle with Bepbop, just grapple people and then do the beam with his ultimate. I tried the Dynamo Stomp build and dude, that thing like clears. It stretches almost as far as the lanes, bro. My god. If the angle of the skill is right, it goes over geometries. It stuns, slows, deals a decent amount of damage. You can't ask more from a skill that's as easily castable and usable as Animal Stomp. I saw this crazy ass page this week as well, where like this page is 15 to 20k souls ahead while everybody else is like kind of lagging behind. What makes this crazy for people who don't play Deadlock is that Paige is a supporting character. What that means is that theoretically, she shouldn't be able to farm as many goals or currency, which is souls in this game. Somehow, this character did it anyways. Her projectile is very slow, travels not as quickly as the other heroes and legends. So that makes it more impressive. And guess what? Like, this fucking Paige was obliterating my team, dude. Her dragon spells, her dragon breath takes like 1/4 of your health away. Her fucking like sword thingy chains you down to the ground for a solid 2 seconds, which is basically a death sentence in a team fight. Her timing with her ultimate was also really good. She's one of the best Paige players I've seen in a while. I don't remember their name. One more thing. So Deadlock Sinners, like those little slot machines, I finally figured out the mechanic for it. You just basically look at the light bulbs on the top, and every time you heavy melee it, it will go down 3 light bulbs. You want to make sure that it goes down to 1, and you watch as it go back to full. The moment it goes back to full, you have to heavy melee it one more time, and then you get a permanent buff on your character. It took me forever to figure it out, dude. I have to watch a fucking video. I take pride in the fact that I could figure things out without watching videos for it. Dude, I was irritated. Now, to wrap up the video, let's talk about Arknights and the Limbus company collab. I don't know much about it at this point, except the fact that Foss seems to be getting a EGO or Calset. I don't play either of the games, dude. I just happen to be in a friend group where people are fucking talking about it like crazy. I love the aesthetic for both games. I, in fact, watched a whole ass like cussing collection for Limbus Company and Library of Ruina. Why? Well, because the concept, the worldview is interesting. You know, you have all these companies that are based on letters with like technologies that are mind-bogglingly impressive. So let's say the T Corp, they have time traveling. I'm making this up on the spot, but the concept is pretty much just that, you know. Like if your company letter is L, you probably have something to do with light, you know, or if your company is W, you do something with weight, maybe gravity, some shit like that. Really cool. All right, let's wrap it up. Hope you guys all have a great weekend. I know this week has been very stressful for me. So to all of you who are working and had a stressful week, remember to relax and don't rush through life, yeah? Have a good one, y'all.